Okay, it's the 15th of July 2012 and I'm on my way home from my cousin's in-laws who live in Brunswick, but I thought while I was here I would stop by my old neighbourhood that I grew up in as a little girl. In Coburg. We lived in Moreland and moved here when I started grade 2 and left when I was in grade 6. This is Moreland Station. Good old Moreland Station here. Open parklandy sort of area out the front, and we're just about to head into my street, which I don't know if you can see is Jessie Street. See if I can get it. Jessie Street. Okay, so now we're just about to drive into Jessie Street, and I'll show you where I used to live and how I'd walk home from school down my street, which when I was a little girl, this street seemed like the longest street in the world. And it seemed like it would take forever for me to get to my place. Now my place is on the left. It's amazing because I swear to you, it seemed like it would take me forever. These flats here, we used to roller skate in when we were little kids. We'd roller skate in the underground parking area. And this was my cousin's house. They lived across the road. Joanne, Leanne, Violet and Jason. And yeah, they live there. And here is my house. I'm actually going to get out. Oh, they've planted trees. I'm not parked very well, but that's okay. So this is my house. I still have the original blinds. It's an old Victorian house. Number 9, Jessie Street. And this was my home. God, I love this place. Still got the original door. That's the original door. Front door. Hang on. Can we get through? Sorry. I'm not parked very well. That was my bedroom. Right there. And it was awful because daylight saving, Mum would still make me go to bed at 7:30 and I would be able to watch everyone playing out in the street. Is he going to get through? Nearly every room had a fireplace. Just beautiful. Little front yard. Okay, we'll get back in the car and I'll drive down to the rest of the street. But my best friend used to live 2 doors down, so that was my house, and this is my best friend Vanessa's house. That was massive inside, massive. when I was a little kid. Fantastic. Beautiful old Victorian homes. I just love them. And Tracy and Michael, which were friends of ours, used to live in that house there. This street, when I was a kid growing up, was so full of kids, and the next street was so full of kids, right? And in summer, we would just play all day and night. There was no telly, there was no Nintendo or Wii or computers. We just played outside all the time. And this is like a rehab hospital. What's it say now? It used to be, I can't remember what it used to be called. Anyway, that's where all the drug addicts used to go. And this is Sacred Heart Hospital, which is at the end of my street. Now I have to tell you a story. When I was a little girl, they used to have a fete at Sacred Heart Hospital once a year. And I was a little girl, and my cousin encouraged me one day to steal a doll from the fete. And I'd take full blame for it because I chose to do it. I was only little, never stolen before. And I remember coming home and Mum couldn't work out why I got so much stuff for so little money that she gave me to buy at the fete. When I told her I'd stolen it, she made me march right down here by myself with all the stuff that I'd bought plus what I'd taken without paying. And back then this hospital was run by priests and nuns, and she made me walk down, and it took me hours to walk down this little street because I was too scared to tell the nuns and the priests that I'd stolen. And so Mum ended up walking down, and I was still standing out the front of the gate, and she marched me in there and made me tell the priest that I stole the doll. And then, boy, did I cop it. Oh my God. Actually, he was very good, but he explained to me what they do with the money they raise for the hospital, for all the sick people, and I never ever stole again after that. It was a very good lesson. Well done to Mum. Yep, so this is my street. Let me show you. As a kid, this street just seemed to go for miles and miles. And a lady named Mary used to live in that house. There's my best friend's house coming up. I remember as a kid, that house was amazing inside. It had the biggest room, which probably looks like a small room, but when I was a little girl it was massive. And that, where that driveway is, used to all be grass. And in fact, I learned how to do handstands and flip overs in that driveway, which was made of grass at the time. And me and Vanessa would spend hours and hours doing handstands. And in fact, this is the street that I learned how to ride a bike for the first time. I was about 8 or 9. Yes, I was a late bloomer. And in fact, a friend persisted and taught me how to ride a bike for the first time. There's my beautiful house. God, I loved this house. My favourite house. In fact, I still dream about this house. Best memories growing up are of in this street and this house. Kylie was born when we were in this house. I've got pictures of her standing right on those steps as a little baby. There's my bedroom window. The front yard was all grass when I was a little girl. I used to spend hours doing handstands there too. We had our first family dog at this house, Lassie. Well, there you go. And that's my cousin's home just over there, across the road. In fact, my cousin's home is where I very first was introduced to Prisoner. Oh, I loved that show. Well, there you go. There's my walk down memory lane. I loved this street. Loved it. I love my memories growing up here. You know, my mum tried to teach me how to ride a bike in this very same street, and she was pregnant with my sister, and in fact she never knew how to ride a bike, and she hopped on trying to show me how easy it was, and she fell off. But can I tell you this story? Mum was 30 when she started to learn how to drive, and she was 30 years old, and she got her licence and she got her first car. And when she was coming home in her first car one day, this house, which is on the very corner, had a fence, and Mum smashed into that fence. Yeah, that was her very first accident in her first car, in her first year of driving. We've got lots of memories in this street, Jessie Street in Moreland. I'd like to say thank you for the memories. I will take them with me forever.